Alright, hey guys, welcome to the KD2M Fiend 1v1 tournament brought to you by KD2M. My name is Flavor and I'll be the shoutcaster for the match in between Soloz versus Cube for this time, right? This should be around the let me just have a check for all, right? Alright, alright. So I've rechecked. This should be the quarterfinals for the tournament itself. It started off in 10 p.m. and it's gonna finish up around 1 p.m. Maybe the match will continue on tomorrow, but I don't think so because knowing that we're kind of close to the grand finals itself. Alright, so we're 5 seconds away. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Alright, so that goes the screen, starting screen itself. So both teams are good to go. Soloz is going to be on the Dire side, while the one on the Radiant side will be Cube.
Prepare for battle.
Soloz just fought an interesting game against Maho in the game previously, while Cube was fighting a game against Evil Within in a game previously. And quite interesting indeed, we have Evil Within here. Yes, Evil Within. Alright, so we have Evil Within here inside the match. He wants to have a look at his the one who defeated him to playing against Soloz this summer. Right? It's always interesting.
He lose because he's no.
Alright, so we're gonna lecture to the item builds coming from Shadow Fiend itself, coming from Soloz. As usual, he doesn't have any tangos, he doesn't have any healing stuff. He's going on for the build without any recoveries. And for Cube, he's having that
Hey, bà đi từ là làm cái chim bỏ.
Alright, so he's
You bet
having
to
the
fit
healing
ID.
stuff. Oh, Cube is fake ID. Alright, so this is gonna be interesting.
Cái chị tại nông trên tụ là
Right,
Chim bỏ nè.
so the match is on the go.
The
So we'll just
battle begins.
battle begins. We'll just see through how it goes. So we can see that Solo can make a comeback out of first blood, which happened just now against Maho. So I'm not sure how the game happened between Cubes versus Evil Within inside the game. But it should be interesting enough because coming on towards the quarterfinals itself, they passed through a lot of obstacles, fighting through a few other players before coming to reach this level. And it's a single elimination, so the idea it everything counts. So first, let's have a look to the last things and the nice come from both sides, right? So basically leading off, Cube just got in the first creep itself with 2 creeps right there. So kind of being a bit aggressive, Cube. Managed to get the deny by Soloz, finding the first one. They're both trying to battle out in front of tier 1 tower coming from the Dire side. So Cube decides to harass using the Shadow Race and kind of missed out on the last hit right there. It's kind of sad. And this time, Soloz is kind of leading despite he's having 2 last hits, 3 last hits this time. He's leading in terms of denies, 3 denies. 4 last hits and 3 denies. I mean, things are like a good for Soloz this time. So hopefully Cube can make a comeback out of this. Right? Hopefully Cube realizes that Soloz doesn't have any recoveries like that. He only has Ring Ban. So Cube still has that healing salve, so basic getting damage won't be much of trouble itself. It will be troublesome for Soloz. So despite facing a tier 1 tower right there, he manages to deny the creep itself. Quite a nice play there by Soloz. And Cube is trying to stand behind the creep itself, trying to play a bit more aggressive rather than being passive. I mean, like Soloz should have taken an advantage, trying to battle out in the high ground. Rather than being passive about it, because knowing for those who do not know that, when you're in high ground, you tend to get the upper advantage of the lower ground, trying to miss out on attacks. So that goes a span 1-2 Shadow Race right there by Cube. Cube should watch out. Soloz this has a lot of mana to spam 3 Shadow Race, and Cube doesn't Cube doesn't care. Basically, he still has a healing salve. He's using right now full health points right there. Good denies, good last hits. 12 last hits and 5 denies by Soloz. He needs to watch out because Cube has 185 mana right there, so he can spam off 2 Shadow Rays. There goes a 1. Come from Soloz. Maybe just a little bit of harass. Maybe, you know, trying to scare off Cubes in a way. But he needs to watch out. Cubes can cast 2 more last hits, 2 more Shadow Rays going on right there. So he has a healing salve this time. So Cube needs to back off just a bit. Alright. 13-6 with 13 level 3, 14-6. So the kind of gameplay is that both of them already has the boots right there, and both of them going on for magic sticks, and later on, you know, like upgraded. So this we might not be seeing an early first blood as the ones we see in other matches itself. Because knowing that it's quarterfinals, both should play at their best level itself. And I think Evil Within is still inside the lane right here, looking at the gameplay. Last hits, denies, everything's going haywire right here. And it seems that Shadow Fiend coming from Cube is already done with the raid bans. He has 2 healing salve this time, so he's focusing more on survivability rather than taking risk of having less than 3/4 of the health points itself. Bad last hit by Cube right there. So you can see that retraction coming from the Shadow Rays itself. It takes skills to do that. I mean, for myself, I'm not an expert in Shadow Fiend, so I shouldn't be joining such a tournament. So I decided to shoutcast for it. Alright, it's either that or basically I can't join in because I have to cast. So kind of missed out on Shadow Rays right there. Cube doesn't have any more. He has a bit of mana right there. He can spam off at least like almost like 2 times, just waiting for a bit and up to 150. Because as all know, Shadow Rays takes up 75 mana each time he raises out. Need to be careful right there. So he's putting down those ironwood branch and pick out later on. For this, he did not do. Putting up ironwood branch basically like if you have it, increases your next health points. So basically, if you put it down and pick it up back, you regain, you know, health point as much as the one that you gain. Right, so that's the reason why it's being put down every time you try to generate 1 point of the game, right? Many people do not know of this. And obviously these people do know because, you know, they are master of their own skill sets. So Clarity Potion, this time Cube decides that, you know, he wants the mana itself, but Soloz decides to rely much on the Ring of Aquila itself, providing armor as well as providing mana regeneration, but not as fast as Clarity Potion itself, right? But it forces you to span. Alright, interesting and neat. Alright, first blood drew by Soloz right there, killing Cube.
Swimming in first blood sauce.
So, Evil Within. You sound happy. He's happy that his opponent is losing in the first blood. So the kind of gameplay, I mean, like Solo showed us a lot of nice gameplays throughout the first match that I shoutcasted for his match, as well as the match that I watched through the Dota TV. So he's trying to get the last hits, you know, he should have been a bit on top right there, but Cube is already back into late, so the idea is he shouldn't be more. Raising maybe? No, he decides to save his mana. Solo decides to spend his mana wisely. Ooh, I mean like Cube just got harassed right there, and he's spending off that healing salve this time, as well as Soloz. But it seems that Solo's having the advantage of in terms of level as well as Necromastery, because basically he won that first blood, so he didn't lose any souls, while Shadow Fiend coming from Cube itself lost souls coming from the death itself. And for those who do not know, if you die as a Shadow Fiend itself, you lose half of your souls from Necromastery. Let's say if you have 30 souls, right? So you lose that half, so you should be 15. So the more souls you have, by the time you die, you lose even more souls off, right? So soul really counts. Cube needs to make a comeback right here, because he needs to, because the idea of this tournament itself, the winner is determined by killing the enemy hero twice. It doesn't matter whether the tower killed the hero or the creep killed the hero. It depends, but it's always just 2 death, right? So it marks the end of the match itself, right? So this time Solo is trying to be a bit aggressive. This time he needs to be behind the creeps. And Cube, not sure what items coming up right here. Solo's this time, quite interesting. Solo's didn't went for face. He's not going on for face boots. He decides to go with power threats for the first time in among the 3 matches itself. 2 of them he decides to go with face boots, and he didn't need one during the match before, because he was doing quite well. Maybe he had other plans as well. Face boots provides extra mobility itself. So Soloz really knows what he's doing right here. I'm not sure what was just sent off by the courier itself. He just sent off on 1 healing salve, and that's it. Maybe he's going in for next kill. And even Cubes has his own healing salve. He hasn't spent his magic wand right yet. He has 5 charges. Soloz has 6 charges. Upper advantage, but it's always not just about that. 36 Necromastery versus 21 Necromastery in terms of last hits. 49, 28 denies with 31 and 12 denies. Soloz is currently dominating in terms of both levels as well as last hits and denies. 100 terms as well. So you can see that downfall on the dire side with the gold count, especially obviously Soloz is gonna gain the upper hand itself, right? So not surprised right there. So both are retracting their attacks. Nice last hit, nice deny right there. Sometimes it's a good idea to just you're not gonna get those last hits, but at least you try to hit the creep to ensure that it disrupts the timing of the enemy itself. You don't try to get that last hit. He would be expecting it. So this time Cube is a bit distracted into the timing. He was doing quite well before, but now he's kind of disrupted. Maybe the first blood was causing him to lose focus in terms of last hits. We're not sure it yet, but since this is a tournament, you can't afford to lose out. You can't afford to lose your focus. And Cube decides to go in with Tranquil Boost, providing survivability. So he's not going in for... he's kind of scared that Soloz might go in for the kill. And Soloz is becoming more and more aggressive at one point of the game. So the idea is he needs to survive the match long enough. And hopefully he thinks that he can survive. He can perform well in the game. Alright, so it seems I've just got an info from our staffs, KD2M Emma, is that Ichigo has already arrived in the final stage. Alright, still waiting for whoever's gonna come out on top, maybe there, right? So basically Observer Ward right there. So decides that Soloz wants vision. He wants to go in for the kill. Whenever you get into the higher ground, so you can't see because of the fog right there. So Cube still low on gold right there. Solo's doing quite well. He has sufficient money to buy himself Observer Ward, so he should be sufficient enough to buy some other items as well. So this time, despite having survivability, we don't see how long can Cubes, keep hanging on to the Tranquil Boots. Alright, here we go. 1-2 right here.
So competitive.
Oh my gosh. So that goes the GG.
Nice game from.
Soloz just won the match against, and that goes the victory raw by Soloz right there. Announcing his victory.
Dire victory.
Not like I'm.
Alright, so basically that concludes the match between the KD2M Shadow Fiend 1v1 match in between Soloz versus Cube. My name is Flavor, and we'll be right back with more Dota 2 actions. Right, thank you guys for tuning in.